Hello and welcome back. We're going to do a simple foreshore scene. We're doing a series of beach watercolours. We're going to do another one after this one for our next watercolour video, but for now we're just, and it'll be slightly different of course, but for now we're just going to be doing a beach scene, sort of a pole in the foreground here, a couple of poles there, some grasses around the sandy area here, some sand in through here, maybe a bit of a shadow, and ocean and a sky. So we'll just get some clear water and we'll just go over. There's a slight bit of blue there, you can see, because I've been mixing some colours, but that's okay because I want the sky to be, I don't want it to be a bright blue. I'm leaving some areas, not wet, just a few areas. Okay, so I've got a mixture of sap green, Australian dark leaf green, and I've got some Prussian blue in here as well. And I'm just going to do the sky here. You can see the Prussian blue coming in there separately. Now I don't want the sky to be too dark or overbearing. I just want the sky to be fairly free, fairly light. Now that's all I need. I want the sky to be like that, but of course it will, being watercolour, dry lighter than what you see there. Okay, so we'll come back when that dries. Okay, we're just going to do some of the ocean now, and I'm just going to be careful that I get the horizon fairly straight. Okay, that's all I want for that. I didn't want the ocean to be too blue looking, although we can put a tinge of blue in there if we feel we need it, just a little bit in there. Okay, I think I'll leave it at that. I like that. And when that dries, we will come back and we'll paint some of the foreshore, some of the sand. Okay, we're just going to put a little bit of a wash here, just for the foreshore. That'll do for that. And we'll get a little bit of more brown in there. Just for a little bit of gradient. Okay, that'll do for now. We'll come back later when that dries. Put a little bit more of a darker wash through here. So just a tiny hint of some foam on the sand. That'll do. That's just with a white watercolour paint. Now with a burnt umber, I just want to get the impression of a bit of shadow and darkness under here. I'll darken that up a bit. That's okay, we'll just leave that at this stage. That will lighten down a little bit. Hey, how are you? We're back again. And I just want to put a bit of a lavender wash Over here, this is mixed with a little bit of Australian dark leaf green. It's not pure lavender. Still want to leave some areas of white. Just some shadow there along the beach, along the that stretch of beach there under the hill. Now I want to create some grasses as well, but before I do the grasses, I want to do those poles in the foreground, and then we'll do some more grasses. It'll start to take more shape. Okay, just a couple of these poles here. This is burnt umber mixed with a bit of raw sienna. I'm not really worried about down the bottom there. We'll fix that up in a second. That's okay. I just want a little bit of dark in there. So I will get some black. Just put a little bit of black in there. Just to give it a bit more depth. We still haven't finished with those poles, but you get the idea. And we'll connect those two poles with a little bit of wire as well. And I just want to finish those poles, but before we do that, while we're waiting for those poles to dry, we can start working on some grasses. Now I want a fair amount of green in here, and I'll use some different greens. I might even use, well, the Australian dark leaf green, but I can also use a sap green, which comes up a bit lighter and more vibrant as well. And even a lighter green as well. I could use something like a light green. There we are. So I've got my Australian dark leaf green in here, some sap green and some light green. They may be all the colours I need for those grasses. and I want a fair amount. So I'll start off with the lighter green. That'll do for now. I don't want to overdo that light green, so we'll come back when that dries. I'm just using this very thin brush here just to sweep out some grass, light green grass. I'm nowhere near finished the grass yet. I'm just sweeping the grasses down through here. Later. Okay, I just want some dark leaf green over some of those grasses there. Not worried about that pole. See the paint drifting up into the pole there. I'm not really worried about that. All right, just let that dry for a bit. Okay, just gonna touch up this pole a little bit. All right, we're still fixing up that pole there. I'll put a bit of tissue on there and just taken a fraction of the paint away. I just want a bit more sand through here. And I want a big piece of sand, or the illusion of sand anyway, just coming through here. I'm just using a white paint to give that impression. I'll use a slightly smaller brush now. Okay, that's all right, we'll leave it like that and come back. Put a little bit of this sap green through here. It's just a different shade of green. So as you can see, I'm just streaking through some little bits of sap green here. I don't want too much, that'll do. I'm using a palette knife here. Just to get some grasses. All right, I'm just going to get some dark leaf green now. I might fix up that pole now. Fine. Some dark leaf green now. As you can see, I've got a bit of a tissue over here. I'm dabbing my brush. So we'll get a very thin brush now. Well, I still need to darken up some areas, and we'll let that dry a little bit, and then we'll darken some more areas up. We can just probably do a little bit now actually. Okay, that's not too bad. I just want to run some white through some of that, a little bit of white, and then we'll do the wire connecting the two poles. Sorry about the noisy birds. All right, so we'll just do a little bit on this pole here. There we go, a little bit of a wire connecting the two poles there. Those birds get very loud outside, as you can hear. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'll just put a little bit more white through in some areas. That's good. And a few more grasses. little bit of orange in there. That's not too bad. We just want a little bit of grit on the beach, so we'll come back and here we go. I'm just shielding the rest of the painting there. I'll get some more on here. Maybe some slightly, oops, sorry about the camera shake. Maybe some slightly darker spots there. By the way, I'm using cotton watercolour paper. It's 300 GSM, which is the weight, and it's A4 size. Okay, I'm just going to finish off now by putting in some, just some areas of brown, very dark brown, the burnt umber. Just in some areas. Okay. Maybe a couple of birds in the sky. Just get that thin brush. Now, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. That'll do. And I'll just sign it very quickly. There we go. So let's take off the tape. Pull away, remember, pull away from the paper. This will give us a bit of a border. Oops. Slightly went into the paper there, but that's okay because it didn't go in too much. And you can frame this then, if you wanted to. Okay, there we are. I hope you enjoyed that. That's just some, it's a loose watercolour painting on cotton watercolour paper A4, and just as you can see, just a bit of a foreshore there, some grass on a sandy hill there, and a couple of old poles strung together, deteriorating, some birds in the distance. A very simple ocean and sky there. So I hope you enjoyed that. We're learning together, and you can copy these at any time you like. And even if you wanted to purchase some of these watercolour paintings of mine, they're not very expensive. I just really need to add the postage on and charge a minimal fee. That's if you wanted to. But otherwise, I just hope you enjoy watching these watercolour demonstrations. Hope to do a lot more, so please subscribe, click the like button and the bell icon, and I want to continue doing these watercolour demos for you. I know there's a few people doing watercolour demos on YouTube, but everyone has a unique perspective on how they do them, and they have different styles and takes. So I hope you enjoy what I do, and I hope you continue to follow. Thank you for watching.